Hello, crafters! This is Suzanne from A Creative Muse, and the release is now live for the Beautiful Wreaths Collection. This is a collection that I had the honor to design with Spellbinders. Yay! They gave me the opportunity, and I said, I want an easy to build wreath die set. Just out of pure frustration that I could never ever make a proper wreath card. And make them in bigger sizes too. This is a comprehensive, easy to put together set of dies, 5 dies in total. Your main die would be the Builder Wreath, and then there are some add-ons. Christmas Wreath add-on, Halloween Wreath add-on, Garden Wreath add-on, and Birthday Wreath add-ons. So these take you into the all year round, every occasion for a wreath, as shown in real life, where now there's a wreath for everything with something in the center. In the previous video, I did an introduction. I will link that video here. In this video, what I'm going to do is show you how to put the wreath together, how easy it is to work with, how I have them in a little tray in little bits, and how you can store it. The beauty of these wreaths, when you do make them, the bases, you can store these for months. They're not moving. I will give you examples of how to store them. You can make a bunch and have them ready to go for whichever project you want, or if you want to get a head start on your Christmas crafting, then you can make a bunch of these throughout the year and put them down until you're ready to mass produce. Alrighty, crafters, thanks so much for all the kind comments. I have not even read all the comments from Saturday, World Card Making Day. I hope you guys all had a chance to craft and enjoy the weekend crafting away. I was a little bit nervous about reading the comments because I don't know. I was just freaking out about it. So I've been taking my time reading them now. But in this video, we'll cover a tutorial. Plus, I also promised the viewer how to put together an easel card. Alrighty, crafters, let's get into this video. Let's get started. Out of these 2 die sets, you're going to get 2 styles of wreaths with the Builder Wreath. You're going to get the leaf one, the twig one. With the Garden Wreath add-on, you're going to get this one with the leaf. Here are some examples. Maybe I will put together the twig then, seeing that I don't have an example of the twig here. When you attach 4 of the branches from end to end, you're going to average 3 3/4 of an inch. With the Garden Wreath, same 4, 3 3/4 of an inch as well. Then with 5, adding a 5th one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're looking about 4 1/4 inch. So these were made to stay like within that A2. You can tighten this up. If 4 1/4 is too open for you, you can close it right here. And I'll zoom the camera down when we get to that point. This is also 5 branches, 4 1/2. So I wanted something that was customizable between an A2 card and a 5x7, but these can also work on your 4x4 note card at the smaller size, and you can tighten it up. You can't go into a 2-inch, but you can definitely deconstruct these into a swag. And what I did mention in that previous video was that I made sure to include a branch in both styles on the Builder Wreath that go in the opposite direction. Okay, crafters, this is the system I'm working with so far. This container came from the Dollar Tree. So this is like a party separator. This one came from Home Goods. So if you can find something like this, if you want to die cut and have your wreaths separated, you could keep them in little bags too. But in terms of putting them together, I like this idea. What you're seeing here is the leaf portion. Here is the Garden Wreath add-on, a bunch of them cut. This is Spellbinders Fern cardstock, Rainforest cardstock. This just came back in stock, and I'm sure it's going to sell out because great for Christmas. It has a evergreen, but with a touch of spruce color. You see it? Maybe a little bit of blue in it. I don't know. It's beautiful. So I cut a bunch of it here with the leaf. That's what I'm going to put together with you. With the twig, this is Spellbinders Latte cardstock. Timber. Love timber. Love timber and latte together for the twig. So you can layer these together. You see? And you can build your branch up. Also, I was playing around. That doesn't sound good. I was playing around. But anyway, I was playing around. Brush Gold is looking fabulous. Super elegant. Spellbinders Brush Gold cardstock. looks like this. I am so loving it here on the wreath. It's just so, so good. Let's go with forest cardstock. I'm going to go with 4. You can even do 6. And you can go tighter if you wish. So when I say tighter, when you glue it down, I glue it like end to end. And I put the starting branch on the top of the end of the previous branch. I'm using my Barely Art glue with the fine tip. This will be your best friend. If you have a glass board studio glass craft mat, I glue on here, then I use my isopropyl alcohol at the end of a whole thing of gluing to just clean this off. If you don't have a glass craft mat and you just have a standard craft mat, I suggest getting a silicone mat or one of those media mats, something that can take the glue and easily clean. When you do it on a regular craft mat, it'll stick and be gunky on your mat, okay? On here though, it can clean. I go like this. It's just that much. Now you can get a pair of reader glasses. I get them at Walmart. I'm going to put on my readers now because, yeah. But it's worth the effort. It's not like super tiny, but you see what I'm doing? Top to bottom end. Of course on camera, now all of a sudden my fingers are like jelly. Okay, there I go. Like that. You see it? And then your shape will start forming. Am I good? Because I am crafting at night. I know. I wanted to craft during the day, but again, right there. And you can tighten your circle by doing it like this. See how I brought it up higher? You can do that too if you want to bring your circle in more. But see how the Spellbinders elf? Did you guys like the picture of the elf in the last video? See how the elf figured the math with this? I was like, you know, about 3 die cuts to create the wreath or something that I can customize. So happy that it worked out. Okay, I keep pulling it down. That's because I can't see. Even with the readers, I know. Usually, my head is right here. There we go. See how I have it close to the end? And then I'll bring this here, and there's our circle. Like so. So this is now 4, okay? There we go. So this is a small wreath. If I want to do a bigger wreath, I'm going to do 5 with the twig, okay? Pretty. Love the forest. Now here is 5 of the timber. Now, if you want to make that oval, when you're gluing it, you'll start noticing a shape. You can manipulate it to get that oval too. I'll do that in a separate video. I just want to show you how easy it is to start with a basic wreath. So this one is a twig wreath. I like to go again like that. You can loosen it up. I can go further down like so. See how it gets wider once I go further down? Now these areas you can fill in with those other branches, this style. You can then add to it like so. You see what's happening? Thumbs up. Yes, I can't help it. It crept into the video, didn't it? Thumbs up. Like so. Now it's going into that 4, right? But we're going to extend it. We're going to go further and it will turn circular at 5. There we go. And then I'm going to come out more. She can handle it. See, once I get 5, how I can tighten it, loosen it. Right here is where I'm going to do the 5th one, okay? But she does want to go into that 4, but once you get it dry with the glue, it'll stick at 5. And hold. Just hold for a second or 2. See? With the twig at 5, we're at 4 3/4 inches. Perfect for a 5x7 card. You can tighten this circle too, still at 5. Just go deeper into the previous branch. This is a 5x7. Look at that. Perfect. So if you love making 5x7 cards, you can have that wreath work on a 5x7 too. Notice with your base like this. See how it's not too overly complicated? Because if you want a more simple, clean wreath, here you go. If you want to make your wreath more layered, then you add to it. These 2 are 4s. So what I like to do is take it, they'll layer on top of each other, but you can stagger it a little bit. And all you would do to do this, put a bead of glue on that inside and then bring it and top it on top of the other one. Done. Now, if you let this dry, then you can lift this up as a unit and store it again for months on end. Same principle here, because there is a line in here, but you can layer your twig. If you want to make it more organic looking, you can do like this. You see how you can play with it? If you decide to get the set, you can just run a few, just play with it just to get a feel for it. And you can make it as clean as you want, and then you can go as complex as you want, but you can add and subtract as you feel. Let me do one more. I'm going to do the spring one. Garden wreath add-on. So again, same thing. Come to the bottom, like so. Take that tip, that middle part. Come on, like so. This is another one. You can come in tighter with it too, like so. Go up higher. If you want that curve just a little bit tighter, play with it and, you know, customize your sizing. Like, I realize there's so much options here. Not too much to be crazy overwhelmed with. And then we're coming around to 4. Okay, now I'm not getting my full circle. I'm going to have to tighten it up. Oh, I'm making a small one here. Let's see what this comes out to. Now you're like, that's a lot of distance. You can use the glue to hold it once it sets. See how my glass mat is getting a little bit gunky? But she's okay. She'll be fine. You'll see on the next video. You'll be like, oh, what happened to all that gunk I saw? Gone. New shape, crafters. I'm going to fix, that's the one that's a little bit wonky. You see how it's all curving and then this one is a little bit wonky? So let's unwonk it. Lift it off. So guess what? The wreath is trainable. And come on in. This is like super small. What did I do different? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is 5. This is 4. I'm at 3 1/4 for the 4. This is 5. I should have gone a 5th one. You can put flowers here and you're still good. Let me lift it. Come in with a 5th. You see what just happened? I love that about the wreath too. She can undo and redo. Because all we're gluing is points. That's all that we're doing is gluing points, not the whole thing. That's why you can also store this. After you make a few, you can just put them down to store them. You don't have to create a card because you made this. Sometimes with certain things, you have to create the card, have to just continue going. This is different. This you can pre-make and put down and come back to later on. And she'll keep her shape and be there waiting for you, saying, long time no see. Here we are at 5. And this is still a tight 5. Let's talk about storage. I have a couple of these wreaths now, right? All different sizes. What I can do, once all this glue is nice and dry, I'm going to show you your options. You can get a photo box like this. They sell these individually in your craft store. I would go, if your wreath is a little bit wide like this one, I would go with that 5x7, the bigger one. But what I really like, my favorite choice, this art bin storage box. It's a 6x6 inch storage box. I get mine at Hobby Lobby. I will go like this. Just put them in here. No need for wax to separate them, parchment, nothing like that. Just stack them all on top of each other. See how much you can hold in here? You can probably fit about 30 or so in here or more. And just lay them flat like that. Lock it in a box. And then getting ready for your Christmas crafting, pull them out. Another box that I've seen too at your craft store. This one sells out sometimes. So this is another one that's also a good option. I think this is Iris. So it's like the Iris box, but a little bit smaller, 6x6. These are made really for 6x6 paper pads. This one will work. Look at that. They can take a licking. Once they're glued together, and I had some of these done months ago when I was testing the set before using them on a card. And I'm not going to throw them away because these are good. And then you just separate them out gently because sometimes little bits will catch. But look at that. You see what I'm saying? Ready to go. I was thinking of making something like this where it's a full wreath, but I'm still leaning towards the swag style. Don't you guys love this? I still so love this. Along with my Beautiful Wreath Collection crafters, there are some other wonderful collections this month as well. I will be linking all the new collections below. You know I do that in all these videos anyway, so I will be linking that. As a matter of fact, there's something new at Spellbinders too. Let me show you real quick. Hope to have a video very soon once I figure out the science behind it. Spellbinders is now carrying this light up card kit. These are by Pure Blossom Press. Have you guys seen this? I know some of you probably have seen it because I've seen it in the past, never used it. Spellbinders is now carrying this line of lights, and I was sent this. The folks at Pure Blossom, they're using my Wreath set to then put a light in to then light up. So if they do it, I'm going to watch the video and then figure it out, and I'm going to make one myself. So this is an option that if you do like to do the lights or you're being curious about it, you might want to get that, and Spellbinders has that in stock. I believe it comes in different packs. This is a 6-pack, maybe like a 2-pack, a 4-pack, etc. Also, Spellbinders has this. Oh gosh, I forgot the name of it. I'll put it here on the screen. Is it like Take Action? I think it's called Take Action Sentiment Stamps. When you have something like this, where it says, shake me, I light up, push me, open me, scratch, push here. Because with this, see, you're going to push here. So there is an interactive stamp set if you guys are interested in something like this. That will not have a high price point either because this is like a 2x3 stamp. New at Spellbinders as well. There's a Spellbinders trimmer. Yeah, a Spellbinders trimmer. They did not send me one, so I don't know how it works. Okay, crafters, I'm going to clean while I'm talking to you because it's driving me crazy with the glue. I'm just using some isopropyl alcohol, okay? That might be something you're interested in, especially that type of trimmer. That's great to take to a crop. I'm always looking for something like that for a crop. I carry a big guillotine one. That one looks nice and folded, so that's something new too. I'm going to go between these 3 cards. So I was going to do this. I think I'm going to go between these 2. What I'm going to use for my easel card is the Dimensional Diamonds 3D embossing folder. This would use the universal plate system. You guys know, I tell you, it's an elegant embossing folder, perfect for the wreath. Here it is with the garden wreath. I'm going to do now a Christmas version. And then I'm also using the Essential 4-Petal Labels dies. This should be on sale with that die cutting sale. I don't know how long that sale's lasting. I would say it's probably ending soon. I also used the Christmas wreath add-on and cut out a bunch of poinsettias. These I did with Hammermill cardstock and then blended with some Gina K ink. So this is a little bit different than my cardstock version, which is this, okay? But I am using that forest cardstock. Put this back in my little bowl. Target. Target is a great place to buy these little type of bowls. I use these all the time, whether it's this kind or a plastic kind. I just like the bowls at Target. They stack well and I can fit my die cuts. Here I also cut out the sentiment, Season's Greetings. This is brush gold cardstock with white. I'm doing a top folding easel card. This is 4 1/4 inch wide, 11 inches tall. Scored down the middle on the 11-inch side at 5 1/2 inch. That would give you your top folding A2 card, 4 1/4 inch wide, 5 1/2 inch tall. And I like to use my Altenew mini scoreboard. Has become my best friend, and that's where I would just score here. She's 8 1/2 inches long, so she's great for slimline cards. Then Teflon bone folder. They don't carry this anymore, so I love this bone folder. So this is a top folding card. So here is 5 1/2 inch. I'm going to score down the middle of 5 1/2 inch, which is 2 3/4 inch. Okay, so this is for the viewer that wanted to know how to make an easel card. If you were doing it horizontal, you would score here that way, like I showed you in this video. You see, from the Kit Club, that's scored down the middle for a horizontal card, but this is a top folding card. And then you're going to fold on that score line and burnish. Get a nice crease. Now, that's your easel right there. I have my Dimensional Diamond A2 cover. On the back, I put another sheet of white cardstock, and I also put tape on half because you're going to glue down here, not up here. It won't work. This is the part that stands up, so it has to be like this. You see the mechanics of it? And why did I put another sheet of cardstock? Because when you emboss it, you're going to see this hanging off the back. Make it look clean in the back too. You can use wet glue. Here I'm using tape. I'm a double-side tape girl. And you're going to tape it down here. And what I'm aiming for, I'm going to open it out, is align it down here to the bottom. And there I go. And that's the mechanism. You see the back? How clean it is? Clean, clean. Because if you left this open with the embossing detail, you would see the back of the embossing and then here. And that's your easel card. It depends on how you want it to rest. Do you want it to be like this? I kind of like it up here. So then you need to have a stopper in here. A good stopper, you could do a sentiment like so. Why I wouldn't want to use this? My tallest point, just looking at it, I think is that T. I prefer to have something more solid all the way across. That's why I went with that Better Press sentiment before on this card. You see how long that is? This will stay there the whole season through. The whole of winter, they fold up the card, they put it in a box. Next year, they open it up again, put it back on that mantle. It's still working. Yeah, she's solid. This is cotton card with 2 pieces of white cardstock layered up underneath it. You can make it 2 or 3 just to give it the height because it's a stopper. If it's too low, the card would just slip forward and keep closing. A little bit of dimension and bulk, the card will stop. You see? You hear it? Before I do the stopper, let me finish up this card. Now I have my 4-petal label. Have some of my Dollar Tree pop dots. They're good. Automotive section, Dollar Tree. They give nice height. And I'll use different foam. I'll use a low profile foam. I'll use 3M foam tape roll just to have various heights of foam. Of late, I've been liking the white on white crafters. I hope Yana does a video soon. She did a Halloween card with my Halloween wreath add-on. You know when I'll tell you guys, just sit back and watch Yana and drool? Oh, I was looking at the photograph going, please do a video, drooling and like, okay, I need a cocktail. It was that good. The example that she did, it was so beautiful. Crossing my fingers that she does a video because wow, inspiration. Let me put this on. Now I'm going to do my wreath and I think I'm going to go with some of this beauty, something like so. I'll still come out here and stick it out here. I don't go straight on there. I mean, you could, but I don't. That's why I said find your spot. If you're like, oh, this thing is so easy and you're just, then go ahead. But I still go a little bit slower with it. I'm not the fast crafter. I wish I were. I'm liking that so far. Now you see what's happening right there? That's because I don't have an opposite end of this. I may fix that one day. Hint, hint. Now I'm going to adhere it down. So you run a bead. You can do dots like this. And you know, I don't glue every leaf. Normally I'd glue everything down. This has been working just down that center line for me. I don't have to go on every single branch. I didn't want it to stick down so much. I like the leaf having a natural lift. You see that natural lift? I'm liking that. Now I had the idea too that I would bring in the twig. So it's going to be a twig and a branch. Now look at what the twig is doing. It's covering up that, isn't it? Oh yeah. I'm loving that. So I'm going to run a line here of the twig in gold because I'm liking the forest brush gold and forest cardstock. They could hang out together. And there I go. Now, why did I just do what I did where you saw my hand go like this? I'm loosening the natural curve. See what I just did? Okay, let me show you what I'm talking. This is a tighter curve than what I just glued down. So this is actually pliable. They're all pliable. That's why you can take this from a circle into that oval. You can just play with that shape. I don't even have to say 2 thumbs up, do I? So you just saw how I just sort of straightened it out to go along that line. So this is how I start, just like that. Base done. Here is one of my poinsettias. I already have my little 3M foam. Poinsettia, the biggest one. I don't put the whole thing with foam. I just put just for that center. Then I have some smaller ones. The smaller ones I don't have anything on. Smaller ones I usually use as a little tuck. You see? Right here doesn't match there. So what I can do then is take one of my branches. Now you know that I have branches going that same direction. And then I have one that goes in the opposite. So because of this, I want an opposite one. So now you're seeing a real life example of what I was telling you about the other night. See, these two are going to the right. This one is going to the left. There. You see how it's now curving organically? Look at what happens when I put this one on. I mean, you could still work it, but it's going somewhere else, right? Same thing here. I cut a bunch of greens in the forest, and this now you can clip and tuck. There I'm going a different direction, but I think this is like an organic feel. And I could still keep in with the shape with this one. One going left, one going to the right. I could do like this too. Just depends on what you feel and how you want to do it. But you see how the customization starts? I'm going to cut it a little bit, put some glue and tuck. And I just run a bead like so. And I'm not going to go all the way up because I don't want too much of it glued down. I kind of like it doing its natural lift. This is how I play with it. If I stick this one out, then I can come in with that poinsettia. Then I come in like so, dot, dot, dot. Not too much because you may want to tuck something underneath it too. Silver mixed gem in the center. You could also cut this too and tuck some of these. You can clip these. I've still been using them as a base, but play, and wherever your play takes you, go with it. Just create and have fun. There's good practice in the tucking. See, I could go out here if I wish. I'm going to go with another poinsettia, like right here. Have them cluster. I can now come on in with another branch. So cut a bunch of these branches when you're playing, because this is that filler that gives you that whole fun wreath vibe. Tuck. And I might want something in here too. Ooh, yes, but just shorter. I'm clipping everything. When I first played with it, I wasn't clipping a thing. Now I'm like just clipping away. And oh, Yana did something that I saw in a photograph and I was like, ooh, let me show you what she did. She took there's a long branch, this one, and she wanted it to be super long. So she just extended it like so. I was like, oh, I'm using that idea. I'm now showing you. Please use it. I was just like, whoa, she went super long with it. You'll see it. There's a card. But I was just like, wow, I love that idea. So there is, like I said, room to learn. Learn and grow with your set. Share what you have made on Instagram. You can tag me, a creative muse, so I can see, because I'm still learning my own set. I know. Yeah, it's just the options. And if you can make a wreath card, oh, this probably is just like, oh my goodness, she just reduced the time that I was doing before when I was just using branches alone to make a card. This speeds up the process because you're dedicating that shape on the bottom. It's there. And you can make it more pronounced. You can add more to it, but you don't have to. Now you see what just happened? One to the left, one to the right. Gives it the organic feel. Love that. Then I'm going to bring in some of this gold goodness. And there's brushed white and brushed black. I'll link the whole brush collection so you can take a look. I'm going to cut this one just like that. Like so. I started to really play with positioning. See how this is looking different than that? Okay, crafters, I know I'm going slow. I hope you're hanging in there. And maybe you could even, when you get your set, make this card with me, because I'm going slow enough for you to follow. I'm not speeding through it. For some of you, I know you probably already signed off, but it's okay. It's like a workshop for everybody else. All right, so what do you think? I don't like that. No, I don't like that. But I need something there. Oh my goodness, I'm using up all my little branches. I thought I had cut enough of these branches. I think I'm using them all up. I'm going to go another branch. And then now, know when to stop. If you want to know when to stop, stand up and come back in. I think I'm going to stop about here because I think I'm getting busy. Just using my bone folder just to hold it down and have it set before I come in with a branch. And I think I want it curving this way. That one curves that way. I want this one. Oh, something like this. Get a nice pair of tweezers too. There. Just a peak of gold. Just a peak. There we go. Come in again. Just using my bone folder to push down. Oh, look at that. I'm loving it. You could add another one of these branches up here if you wish. But I don't think it needs it. And then here is my sentiment. Season's greetings. Okay, crafters, I'm using the Better Press Merry and Bright sentiment strips. You just press this and then cut it out with the coordinating die. 16 sentiments. Do I have to say I love it? Just easy, ready to go. I'm going to have Season's Greetings on the outside and then Joy to One and All. So this is the sentiment pressed out. I'm going to take a little bit of wet glue, like so. And then I'm going to put 3 more of these fishtail strips on it. So that's 1. This is not enough height. You need more height for it not to shift, okay? Then I come back again, have a second one. I'm using 3, like so. And then here's the third one. Just glue it like so. See how thick that is? So now that's thick enough. Sometimes I'll do a combination of double-sided tape with a little bit of wet glue, like so, just to give me a little wiggle. But I want the double-sided tape to really hold weight because of all of this that's coming on it. Pick your position. My position, I want it about here. And then come on in. Okay. It's already sticking. See? That's how you do the easel with that stopper. And then it says Joy to All. And then I'm going to put the Season's Greetings. Alrighty, crafters. I'm going to go because I think this video is getting long enough. But I just wanted to show you how you can put together your wreaths. You can pre-make them. Have them ready to go in a box. You can even factory mode all your poinsettias. This can also have a bunch pre-made, put in a box as well. And then when you're ready, you're crafting with someone. This can be one of the sets that you use. And when you get bored of a standard wreath, change up the style of your wreath. So you can go from fun and playful here, same sentiment. You can have the snowman. This is fun and playful, different colorway. And then you can also go into your traditional. You can choose to use embossing folders. You don't have to. I like the embossing folder. And then also, if you do have the better press, why not bring in the better press? This could have worked here as well. 2 thumbs up times 4. Crafters, thank you for all the kind comments. All right, crafters, everything will be detailed and linked below. Also, come back soon when I learn. This is something I have to learn, okay? But when I learn how to use the lights, I'm going to have that interactive card too. Wouldn't a light be cute here behind the snowman or something? I'll figure it out. All righty, crafters, until the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Stay crafty, my friends. Bye.